Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
somebody?
ma'am. We can
Yes,
hear you.
you can hear me. Thank you so much. Great, 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 great. I guess we're waiting for a few people to still join us. Yes, I can hear.
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
somebody? I think there's an echo.
No, no, don't worry. It's my YouTube. I'm live on YouTube, so I'll just lower
Okay.
the volume. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Um, should we wait a couple of minutes for others? I just sent out my reminder because, like I always say, Saturday is a very busy time for people, and it's not just in Nigeria, it's all over the world. So I just sent out a reminder to tell people that we're going live. Should we do that one more time? Or do you think we should start?
I
For
just
those that
did
are ready,
mine, so we can wait for like 5 minutes, but I just did mine too.
okay. All right, for those that are here, thank you so much for being here already. There's going to be so much to talk about. Last month was amazing. Last month was amazing. Maybe I should spend, yeah, last month was amazing. I did my reminder right now on my status, or maybe I should send to the broadcast list as well. I'm wondering, and then you please go ahead and remind people that we have a meeting and that we're here to talk about it. We're here to learn from each other. We're here to talk about unseen heroes. Who are these people? What do you have to say about them? Are you one of them? Do you have a story to tell? Do you have something to share? Let's have 6:03 right now, Nigerian time, West African time. Let's give 2 more minutes. I'm going to send a shout out again right now. I'll send a shout out to everybody and say, hey, we're live. Come on. All right. So please give me a few minutes and I'll be back as well. Thank you. Hello, you're welcome to Let's Talk About It. My name is Flakkie, and Let's Talk About It is a contemporary Christian talk show. We talk about everything, and you can join us on social media, one way or the other, on Instagram mostly, and we look forward to having you as part of our audience. We want to learn from you, we want to hear about your experiences, and we'll have a great time together as we walk and talk about it. Hello, you're welcome to Let's Talk About It. My name is Flakkie, and Let's Talk About It is a contemporary Christian talk show. We talk about everything, and you can join us on social media, one way or the other, on Instagram mostly, and we look forward to having you as part of our audience. We want to learn from you, we want to hear about your experiences, and we'll have a great time together as we walk and talk about it. Hello, you're welcome to Let's Talk About It. My name is Flakkie, and Let's Talk About It is a contemporary Christian talk show. We talk about everything, and you can join us on social media, one way or the other, on Instagram mostly, and we look forward to having you as part of our audience. We want to learn from you, we want to hear about your experiences, and we'll have a great time together as we walk and talk about it. Hello, you're welcome to Let's Talk About It. My name is Flakkie.
Back, ma'am.
Thank you. I was trying to send a sign to you that I needed to be on mute because you had muted everybody. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can
Yes,
everybody
Yes,
hear
ma'am.
me?
yes,
Yes,
ma.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you so much. So it's 7 minutes into our start time, and we're just waiting for people to come in. But now we're just going to go ahead and start, and then you can keep sending your reminders to those that are not here. We want to thank God for last month. Last month was amazing. Thank you for every single one of you that showed up, and for the lessons that we learned, the stories that we heard, those that shared their stories from the heart, those that, I mean, it was just an amazing time. The crew was so excited and so fulfilled as well. So thank you. There's nothing like having a program without you. So it's because you're here that we're able to do this. God bless you all. Today we're going to be talking about unseen heroes. Unseen heroes. So this is the month of March, and in many parts of the world, mothers, mothering. When you say mothers, it could be biological mothers, spiritual mothers, adoptive mothers, aunties that stand as mothers, grandmothers that stand as mothers. So different definitions of mothers are celebrated in many parts of the world. And as well, we also have International Women's Day. International Women's Day in the month of March. And I was amazed to find out how many countries actually celebrated and celebrated already, and some will still celebrate. So celebrate Mother's Day or Mothering Day in March. I always thought it was maybe just the United Kingdom and Ireland, but it's actually much more than that. I have a few countries. Many of the Arab countries actually celebrate Mother's Day in March. I was surprised. And some of the countries in Africa, including Somalia and Sudan, is Mother's Day for them is in March as well. And so this is very appropriate that we're going to be talking about this category of people. And of course, the most important is International Women's Day. Yeah, we know that's March 8th, and all women all over the world are celebrated. Whether you're married, you're single, you're divorced, you're a widow, you're whatever age you are, as long as you're female, you're being celebrated. And people always wonder, how come women have so many Mother's Days all over the world? And how come they have international, how many international men's days do they have? And the guys keep talking about that. And I always say this to them, one way or the other, the world just celebrates men without asking for it. The world just celebrates men. So when you see that happening, it means that they are making an effort towards the celebration of that gender that is not necessarily celebrated. And so that's why we have International Women's Day. And of course, that's why we at Let's Talk About It, the crew and I are going to be talking about unseen heroes. I'm sure you saw the message. You said, well, women feeling unseen, women that feel that they've contributed so much, or whatever roles they play, they don't understand. How come people don't recognize that? How come I feel unappreciated? How come I feel unvalued? How come when we had a different edition I think 2 Thursdays ago at the Throne of God in Ikoyi, I actually said something. I said, and that's so true. I said, even when you have women that are celebrated in society, you have many people saying, oh, they're just celebrated because, either they say it's because of their husbands, or they say, oh, she slept her way through the rank. Why are we so mean? Why are people not saying that about the men? Why can't we just believe that, you know what, a woman is able to achieve things, achieve stuff without all of that? And many times it's other women actually saying this. So my desire, my prayer for us here is that we'll change the narrative. Let's begin to celebrate each other as women. If you're a woman on this platform, send it to other people too, and let them know we need to celebrate each other. Because we'll not have unseen heroes among us if you celebrate me and I celebrate you, and then the fire begins to spread. Talking about unseen heroes, are there any unseen heroes on this platform? Are you willing to reveal if you're an unseen hero? Or if you feel like that, somebody might feel like, oh, are you sure? People see you now, but you don't know what's going on in the person's mind. Okay. Let me talk about what does it mean to be unseen. Unseen doesn't necessarily mean that people don't see you physically. or there's no visual expression of you. But unseen means that it might be present there, but they're not even noticing. There's no acknowledgement of you. That's been an unseen person, or something is unseen. Doesn't mean they can't see you physically. Yeah, but guess what? At times you are not seen physically too. But what we're trying to talk about here today is even when somebody can see you or people can see you, but yeah, there's no acknowledgement of your person. There's no acknowledgement of who you are, of what you've done, of what you've achieved. That's why we're talking about unseen heroes. Who is an unseen hero? So we'll go to hero, because I like to define, the teacher in me always brings that out. You go from the known to the unknown. So who is a hero? And so the easiest way to do is to check the dictionary. But don't check the dictionary right now. I want to ask you, who is a hero to you? You don't not a person's name, but how do you define a hero? Please put this in the chat box. Let's hear this. But let's talk about it. It's not about me. It's a community of learners. It's a time when we come together, where people that have experiences share with others. It's a time where we learn from other people's experiences so that we don't have to go that route. It's a time where, counselors come together. You don't have to have a certification or a degree or a diploma in counseling. Life experiences qualify you as a counselor. And the Bible says that in the multitude of counselors, there's safety. It's the safety part that we work on here. And let's talk about it with Flakkie. So, welcome. That's my introduction. And my name is Mabel Foluke Irokera. I am Flakkie, and I'm backed by an amazing support system. Amazing, amazing one. I look forward to when we have a live show and you get to see the faces of these people that you don't see. Because for me, they are my unseen heroes. They are the unseen heroes, both male and female. Unseen heroes that you guys don't see. You see my face, but those are my unseen heroes. The ones that back me up, the ones that push me. Even this morning, I had to send an apology to a young lady because she has sent me some things and I hadn't responded because I've been busy with other things. And I said, I'm so sorry, please don't be mad at me. But that's the crew I work with. That's the crew I work with, my unseen heroes, the one that work on the flyers, the one that push me when we're talking about meetings and concepts and and nobody here is paid. So I just want you to help me celebrate my unseen heroes before we even go into the rest of the topic. So even as you're defining who a hero is, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for showing them love. You see, you're getting me misty-eyed because I know I love them so much and I can't thank them enough. I can never pay them enough. Oh, I see a comment. I can't read all my comments now, but I'm going to have Carol, one of my unseen heroes, get some of the comments for us. But once again, you're welcome to this edition of Let's Talk About It with Flakkie. I am so excited because of the topic. I'm always excited about Let's Talk About It anyway, whether it's a virtual one or a physical one. And we keep praying that God will just give us an expansion so that we can get to more and more people. Because honestly, this platform has had testimonies upon testimonies, testimonials from people talking about how their lives have been touched, what they have learned, what they have seen. And we know that a wider audience needs to hear this. And this can be done by you spreading the word, by you telling other people, by you asking your own network to please log in. When we have a program, follow us on Instagram, befriend us on Facebook and all. So excited. Carol, please can you read some of the comments out? Thank you. Talking about heroes or celebrating my unseen heroes. And let's talk about it. Can you read some of them out, please?
Lara Adeoshun says a hero is in one's life is one that has impacted one's life, one who supports and celebrates one. Then Hannah is saying well done to the crew. Isoken is also telling the crew, thank you to the crew, we appreciate you. BC says a hero is someone who has made a positive impact in your life.
All right.
That's all, ma.
All right. Thank you so much for those definitions and for the applause for my unseen heroes on Let's Talk About It. So I'm true, that's what it is. Those definitions from Mrs. Adeoshu and from BC, I'm trying to see who that is. I won't always know who it is anyway, and that's not even the most important part. They're truly, that's what it is. The dictionary says that a hero is someone who is courageous, someone who you admire for their courage, someone who has outstanding achievements, someone who has noble character. So you think about that, somebody that's courageous, someone who has outstanding achievements, someone who has noble character. And when you talk about noble character is about integrity. It's about generosity, integrity, kindness, selflessness, sacrificial love. That's what it's about. When you look at that, you can understand why many women fall into the category of hero. There's also a feminine version, which is heroines, but we chose to just stick with the word hero. So that's who a hero is. And we've spoken about what it is to be unseen. That unseen hero, that person that feels like, oh, I think I'm courageous. I think I've had outstanding achievements. And I think I have noble character. And I believe I've made impact. But how come I feel like this? How come I don't feel valued? How come I don't feel seen? How come I don't feel applauded? Because of what I do at different levels, I've gotten to speak to women, especially of various ages and strata in life. And I'm telling you that so many women, let's look at it from the ages of 35. The younger ones still, but from 35, it's as if life begins to show you how it is with women. So about maybe 80, 85, they have that sense of not being appreciated compared to the men. They have that sense of not being valued. And I think, for most of them that I have spoken to and had experiences with, it actually starts from their homes. From their homes. Many of them that are wives, mothers, it starts from there for them. Like, how can you do so much? And it's trivialized. Coincidentally, my younger sister made me watch a movie today, early hours, made me watch a movie, and I was like, as I was watching it, I was just getting angrier. And I didn't call her, but I'll leave her messages like, why did you make me watch this thing? I'm too emotional for this. And it was about the story of a young lady. And it's so crazy that she just asked me to watch it. Because I didn't even think she remembered that this was Unseen Hero, Let's Talk About It, or anything like that. I don't think she did. But no, God has a way of putting things together. And this young lady, I'm not advertising the movie because I don't have any royalties coming to me or anything. But I will tell you the name of the movie later. But it's a new movie and it's on YouTube. It's about this young lady that just seemed to give and give and give. I was getting so mad at her watching the movie because nobody seemed to appreciate what she was giving. But she would just keep giving. And they kept rubbing it in her face, rubbing it in her face. She kept giving. It's a different thing if you're all given the same opportunities and then you choose to give. But she wasn't even giving opportunities. They just kept taking her opportunities away so that others could climb. And then they'll come back to call her selfish. They'll come back to insult her. And I'm just thinking, oh my goodness, this is horrible. But that's what many women go through. And some men, men go through that too. But today we're talking about unseen heroes as that woman, that hero. So if you look at our flyer, you'll see that it's a woman there. So it's clear that it's the woman that we're talking about today. And so when I watched that, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so crazy. But that's what it is. So many women feel like they're not, even in their places of work. It's not just in my culture or in the developing countries, even in developed world, you have women fighting to earn the same as men who they have the same qualifications with. And that's why they have to make rules and say, okay, this is the minimum wage. But even with that, people still favor the men. So you have the same qualifications, you are skilled, you are smart, you are putting the same effort in, but you're now shortchanged again. You're now shortchanged. But I'm saying it's you and I can begin to change that narrative by just starting in your own community, starting with yourself, starting with you. We're still going to talk about other things, about how does this happen? How did we get into this, and all that. But let's go back even into the Bible. So I'm a Christian. I would always go back to the Bible because that's the word of God. And I see women there, and some of them have done amazing things and saved even nations. There's Jael in the Old Testament. She was the one that helped. That all she did was they were just saying, well, at the end of the day, she wasn't the one that was at the war front, but she was the one that killed the commander in chief so that the whole nation could be set free. There was one that got him. But how many people remember her name? How many people remember that ever happened? Go and check your Bible out. Jael. Find out who she is. Then there's this woman, amazing woman. Her name is Abigail. So let me tell you about the story of Abigail. Once again, you're welcome to Let's Talk About It. This is how we go. I talk, then you begin to talk too. So please get ready because it's not about me, it's about us. We're co-counselors and we're going to talk about this seriously. So setting the foundation for our discussion today. In the Bible, we have this lady called Abigail, and she was married to this man called Nabal or Nabal, depending on what pronunciation you want. This man, King David at that time, was still in hiding. He hadn't become full king, was still in hiding, running from Saul and all. Also, he and the guys that were with him, about 400 of them, were camping around this man's, let me say, estate. And they're helping him, his shepherds, making sure that nobody could attack them. Back then, you had to fight to keep what you had, And so with 400 men and King David, there, they looked after this man's estate. And so one day, King David said, you know what, go to this man. These men are hungry. They're tired. Go and get some food and drinks for us. And so they went to him. And when they got to him, the man was like, who is David? Who is his father? I don't care. Did I beg you? Like, David, did I beg you to come and look after my sheep for me? Let's say to watch over my shepherds. He was so rude and he wasn't kind and he sent them away. Of course, when David heard that, David is the warrior king. David was like, okay, I'll get you. So he told his men to get ready. But while his men were getting ready, one of the servants who had benefited from what David had done by keeping them, on the fields and in that estate safe, ran to the man's wife, Abigail, and said to the lady of the house, the lady of the manor, and said, ma'am, we are about to get killed because your husband has been rude and he's miserly, he's not kind. And I'm like, what happened? And the servant, narrated the story. And the amazing part of it is that David never sent to this man to get anything at any time. But at the time he sent was a festive period. It was a time where there was actually an abundance of food and drink. So there was no reason for Nabal to have said no. Anyway, when Abigail heard that and said, now they're getting ready to come and kill all of us, all the men. So that's what will happen. They will kill all the men and they will take the women and children as, captives. And so they know what this woman did was she got into action. She didn't say anything to the man. She didn't say anything to Nabal. She got quickly grabbed things, told the servants, so come on, let's get all the food, all the drinks, everything, gathered everything, and quickly, how she didn't drive, there was no car. So they saddled one way or the other, they got on the donkey or the horse or whatever it is, and they got to where David and his men were. And she quickly came down and she begged, she pleaded, she spoke to him. She brought, a man that is so angry. So you can imagine what she was saying to him. When I was reading the prayers that this woman was pouring on David, what happened later, I was not surprised because Those are serious prayers because she was acknowledging what he had done and just saying, please don't do this. You don't need to stain your hands. You don't need to, God is on your side. You're going to be king. I went on and prayed for him. And of course, David succumbed and said, all right. And he took all those things and just left. That woman saved that entire family. She saved them. That's an unseen hero right there. Someone that they won't have even thought about, like, who's that girl? But she saved them. She was the one. She went there. They would have killed everybody. If she had told that man, he would have been, we're not going to do it. Because she had already said no before. But she saved them and she went back and all. Why am I saying this? Many times, many women, they make decisions for their families. They stand in the gap for the families. I want to say families, not necessarily your husband and children. It could be siblings, it could be anybody. And we just want to say, you know what? Let's celebrate each other. Let's not the world silence these women. I remember a few years ago when they're talking about the nuclear, I don't remember the name of the movie now, but they're talking about, don't worry, we'll get back. It's just a little power alteration for where I am, but we're good. And they now found out that some women were so involved and they had an entire movie about them. We need to just realize that there are so many women out there. I went back to the Bible to show you that this has been going on for over 6,000 years. And yet we're still fighting it. We're still fighting it. When you go into history, even in my country, Nigeria, I'm a proud Nigerian. You look at queens like Queen Amina of Zaria. They didn't think that she could do it. Everybody looked down on her, but she led the men. Thank God that that one was listened to and that one was celebrated. But do you know how many women have done even the same thing? And yet they are celebrated, they are valued, especially for those that they do it for. I think most women would even they might feel bad, but at least if those that they sacrifice for acknowledge it, it probably make them feel better. But I think the pain is more from all the women that I speak to and I've spoken to. The pain is more when it's personal. At work is bad, but I think when it's the home front, it is worse. But at any level, it's not a good thing to be unseen. When you've put in so much into something, it's not good to be unseen. I'm looking forward to hearing from everybody today. I have some comments in there. Carol, can you read our comments? Then I'll go into our story for the day.
Yes, ma. We have from YouTube, we have Toyi Wiggins. It says, hi, I'm joining from Jos Plateau. And
Thank you, Auntie.
we have Toyin Olowomeye joining from Akure, Ondo State.
Oh, thank you.
Toyi Wiggins says, heroes are people who sacrifice for the good of others. Hero Toyin, the second Toyin says, hero is a star. And then Twin Wiggins says, well done, guys. Let's talk about it is what this generation needs so they can learn from people who have gone ahead of them. Thank you for doing this. Modupe says a hero is one who is ready to reach out to others selflessly. Ion Dele says Uche Montana. I think she's mentioning her hero. I literally Oh yeah, okay. Says I literally cried when I was watching that movie, especially as a first child, so I could
several
relate.
times. Yes.
Ayandele says Vivian, sorry, Ayandele is her surname, Vivian joining from Finland.
Oh.
Then on Zoom, we have Lara Adia, she says we celebrate you. Bola O, an unseen hero is someone who holds everything together behind the scenes. Her quiet resilience lifting others forward while her own sacrifices went unnoticed. Mr. Erukera says, thank you so much to a dedicated, committed, and outstanding crew. They are Debayo. Says someone who consistently sacrifices, serves and stands strong, and most times without recognition. This title actually fits women. Then Lola says recommending the movie is just a coincidence. So
Can you imagine?
BC
She's what she's on. So my
BC
sister is on.
Kolapo uh, BC Kolapo says heroic women in the Bible, great support for the family and nation. Adeyinka Adeosun says great insight. It should have been the way a dominant male lion pounce and take over another pride. Only the females will be saved. The male lions
Mm-hmm.
and the cubs will be killed. Insoke says Mr. Eric's in the house. That is the hero right there. And Sarah Adeyeye says, thank you, my dear sisters, for all you do. That's all, ma.
Amazing comments. Thank you so much for everybody that is on. I'm really excited about this. Thank you. And I'm glad the men are here because they are the ones that actually need to hear too. Even though we women need to celebrate each other, the men need to hear this as well. Because many times they're the ones that push the policies. There isn't enough space for the women yet. But, we'll get there. But it will start in the home. It will start in the home. Anyway, so getting to our story for today, and right now you still have time, please. Before we read that story, go online, send a message to your friend and say, girl, you need to be here. Guy, you need to be here. Let's talk about this is on. Let's talk about this is on. And they're talking about unseen heroes. Please call them, send them a message very quickly. I'm going to be reading this story to you. And as always, you know that the stories from Let's Talk About It, they're always jumbled. It's never one person's story, so that nobody is afraid to talk to me or to talk to my crew. They don't think, you put us out there. But some people don't mind. Some people tell us expressly, go ahead and share the story. So I've shared those before without putting any blinders on, but this, you can figure it out. I don't know whether you think it's one person's story or you think it's a story for three ladies put together. All right. So let's start. You say, I sit in my empty nest, surrounded by the echoes. Oh, I'm trying to move this closer so I can read it. Okay. Can still see me? Yeah. Sorry. This is not opening. Technology, don't fail me. Oh, oh, oh. Sorry. Yeah. So I sit in my emptiness, surrounded by the echoes of a life devoted to others. My name is Tejumade, and I've spent decades as a wife, mother, and an unsung hero. We said unseen. She's saying unsung hero. Same thing. Then I met my husband, a rising diplomat, at a conference. He was charming, ambitious, and I was swept off my feet. I had a promising career ahead. But after we got married and the twins arrived, I agreed with him and chose to support his career, moving from post to post, adapting to different cultures, and raising our children. By the way, we ended up having 4. The sacrifices were countless, putting my dreams on hold, late nights, endless patience, and countless sacrifices, including the loneliness. And yet, people would say I was such a lucky woman. I wondered how lucky I was each time they said that to me. I became the backbone of our family, invisible to the world, but essential to their success. As the children grew, they didn't seem to need me like they used to. My husband would beam with pride, talking about female diplomats, never once acknowledging the path I chose for our family. Most times, whether he said it with his words or with his eyes, when we attended events, I could see how he positioned those women above me. He forgets that I could have been any of them, even better and higher. But I chose him. I chose our marriage. I chose our family. The accolades he received, I thought she wrote observed. I deserved them too. The tired mornings, endless support, and sacrifices, all unseen. I eventually went back to work when the nest was emptied, hoping for recognition, but it was just another role. I was now a latecomer to the table, so I had to deal with younger people who did not seem to understand why I chose to do what I did. Now at 63, a grandmother, grayer than when I went in, and with a more rounded body, retirement looms, and I'm left feeling unseen, like I have been erased. I'm not asking for medals. I just want to be seen. I want to be valued. I want to be acknowledged in private and in public. Flakkie. My story isn't unique, but it's mine. I'm an uncelebrated hero, a wife, a mother, a woman who gave it all, hoping to be acknowledged. So that's the story for today. That's Tejumade sharing her story. Do you have anything to say about her story? Is it a similar story that you have, or your mother, or your auntie? What part of this resonates with you? What do you see? What do you hear? You know, I'll let people talk and then I'll chip in mine too. Because guess what? Everybody feels unseen at one point or the other. And that's why we have this today, to talk about unseen heroes. So once again, let's talk about it with Flakkie. It's a multitude of counselors. Please raise your digital hand up and let's hear from you. Let's learn from each other. As you're unmuting today, please share your experience, but we also want you to share, how can we make each other feel better? How can women not feel like this at 63, retirement? I've spoken to 82-year-olds, 80-year-olds, 70-something-year-olds, as well as 30-something-year-olds. And I keep wondering, why is it that there's that feeling? All these women didn't have a meeting and decide that, this is how we're going to feel. I think it's something that the society has thrust on them. When we had a program 2 weeks ago, and I think a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I think, my church version, I said something. I said, it's very easy, especially in the community I live in. It's extremely easy for a man to be respected in his office, in his home, by those that work with them. But when it comes to the woman, unless she's an extremely fussy person or someone that demands, then the disrespect comes in because culturally, they just feel she's a woman. And many times, the women end up looking like they're high-handed just to get the amount of respect that is afforded to the man that is next to them, whether it is in the office. And then we all say, female bosses are tough. They are tough. And I've gotten to understand it's because they have to make their voices heard. And in the home, you wonder, like, that madam, that's my culture. That madam is not just being that. It's because automatically the man is respected. What can men do? Not the pretense, but the reality. What can the men do? And what can we as women do to help each other? What do you think you can share with us today about your own experience? What you have seen? Did your mother go through this? Did you see somebody else go? Are you going through it in your place of work, in your home? I'm going to end with this so that everybody can talk. I remember that, and I just said to myself, I said, I think Michelle Obama and I were sisters. She said that was when the president of Barack Obama had just been sworn in, and someone said, "Oh, you're such a lucky woman. You're married to the president." And she said, He's lucky he married me. And I was just excited. I said, yes, that's it. That's self-worth. But at times, that self-worth comes because you are fighting something. It's not because it's just there. At times, you're saying it because you're like, please, I'm tired of hearing that. I'm the backbone to this. Do you recognize that? The platform is open. Please, I want to hear your experiences. It's not about me yakking off all day. I've shared her story. I shared Chejumade's story. I've shared other people's stories. I'm sharing part of my story as I speak as well. What do you have to say? How can we have a wonderful conversation today? My notebook is always open. Yes, I'm old school like that. I still write it out like that before I put it anywhere else. And I'm waiting to hear from my co-counselors today. So help me and help others on the platform. Thank you. Digital hands up, please, so that you can be on mute. There's no time of silence. This time runs very quickly. So it's good for us to just start speaking. From any angle you want to talk about, let's talk about it with Flakkie. There's no formality to this. All you have to do is to raise your hand and just start. But there's a cut-off time. So the sooner we start speaking, the better for us all. Thank you.
Ma'am, while we're waiting for hands, because we I'm looking at it today, we have so many people online. Thank you, everybody. And some of us might not get a chance to talk. So while we're waiting for the hands, I just want to share this real quick. One of the recent programs that we had one woman that said we should do like FBI. I think it was about 2 programs ago when she was sharing all this nugget. And there was one thing I chipped in, and it was gratitude. Like these people, one thing that we need to learn, particularly when we're in courtship, whoever it is you're in relationship with, do they have this sense of gratitude? And this thing has been laid on my heart because I just started like a blog recently, and it was laid on my heart to write about gratitude during the week. And because it was kind of very big on my heart. Because this story that you just read now, if that man had just, occasionally just say, thank you for all that you do, it would go a long way. And this that I'm about to share, as you know, I have 2 little children. I have a 2-year-old and almost a year. So all this while, the mom, she was on maternity leave, so she gets to take care of them and all like that. On Sundays, I go to play football. I just go to do my own thing, from my home to my film and all like that. And then she had to resume back to work, you know. And it was then I realized my first week with the 2 of them at home, I was telling one of my aunties here, Auntie Vivian, I was crying at some point. Like I was crying and and I burst into tears at some point, like, is this what? And when she got back that day, I didn't know. I just went on my knees and like, I'm so, so sorry. Like now I understand. This is what you've been coping with. These are experiences that they don't teach you. If they teach you, you are not going to learn. You have to experience it by yourself. And you need to now understand that, oh, this actually comes with so much than you actually even think it is. Because I burst into tears because it was kind of heavy. It is now that now I'm getting so used to them. I'm enjoying my time with them. But that first 1, 2 weeks, no, it was something else. And she had been going through this all this while, and that I had a rethink of my process. So now it's a collaborative effort. We have to do this together. So and that's one thing. My wife, she's an unsung hero. Like I'm singing her now, so she's not unseen, and I let her know, So we're still waiting and something happened so recently with her mom. I understand that the way our parent generation is quite different now. So she and my mom, they were talking, and then she just told mommy that, oh, like mommy, we're not that close. Like I would have wanted that we're very close. you know, but she was actually saying something right, but mommy took it differently. Because mommy just went into like, what do you mean? I mean, after everything that I have done, even myself, I had to start calling mommy to start begging. Like, that's not what she meant. You know? So recently she just went in church one day and then she just went out during service and called mommy and just say, Mommy, thank you. Do you know, saying that she's the closest among all her siblings to her mom now, because now mommy gets to share different things
Yeah.
with her. So saying thank you or just seeing people for appreciating people goes a long way.
Yes.
Gratitude builds bridges, while
Yes.
entitlement always creates walls.
It
People are
creates
trying,
walls.
and just we should just learn to say more thank you. And to me, I mean, you know me very well. There was recently I just had to. I think yeah, the day I texted you, I don't know if you remember. It was when I was putting that gratitude thing together. I had to like
Okay.
who has
Okay.
been there for me. I need to say thank you properly to them. So that's what I think, man. We have another hand up. That's mine.
Thank you so much for sharing. And I apologize for laughing at you like that. I can just imagine what you were going through. Like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And you know what? Let me say this for stay-home moms. I have been a stay-home mom before. I remember when we had the our third child, and at some point, I know I was home. I wasn't working outside the home, and I always define that difference. I learned that from you know, psychology class and all that. You say, don't say I'm not a woman. There's no way a woman that has children at home is not working. So I learned to define. I wasn't working outside the house, but I'll be working. And I remember that my husband had gone out to work. I can't remember what it was, whether the children were on half term or something. Or, you know, when he walked in through the door, the house just seemed in disarray. I'll never forget. The house just seemed in disarray. And I can imagine what, you know, he would have been feeling like, oh, I went to work and I'm back and this place is like this. But guess what? I wasn't sleeping all day. I was working. I was doing different things. But you ask yourself if you have ever been a stay-home mom, even for 4 months, even for 3 months, whatever it is, even for a year, whatever amount of time you did it, I'm sure you felt like, what did I achieve today? So it wasn't about watching television. It wasn't about doing, it was just like you'll be working, or you will not even know what you have done because you're moving from one to the other. And if you have little children, then you are attending. If you list the things that you're doing, I'm telling you, you have an amazing resume. But the world will not recognize that because it's not on that platform of the way they see it. Or somebody said, true man. Thank you, Damilola. I saw. And that's the truth. And there were times that I just felt like that, like, you know, this is just, hey, I'm doing a lot. I'm doing a lot. And they were little. Yeah, my goodness. It was a lot. And so I'm identifying with, you know, your wife right now, with Omalade. And I can imagine what she must have been going through. And then you going through it and say, busting into tears. My dear, I know. I know. And I can, and let me say this to you. There were times that I cried. I cried not because I was overwhelmed with the children, but I just cried because I was like, oh my goodness, is this my life? I'm being real. Like, what else is there now? I want to do, you know, but that's just the space we're in. That's the space we're in. That's the space we're in. And I pray that we all get to, you know, to enjoy the spaces that we are at different times. And we don't put other women down too. You know, I'm talking to the women now. When somebody says she's a stay-at-home mom, don't say, you're not working. In my language, oh, Tia, she's sharing, she's working. Unless the person is just laid back, lazy, and doesn't do anything, my dear, she is working. She's working. And you know, the least you can do is just to acknowledge. They're not working hours for you. They're not working hours. Your hours don't end. You just start from morning and you continue and continue. That's tough. So I want to applaud all the stay-home moms or people that just had babies and are home with them, whether it's your new baby or first timer, um, whatever it is, it's a lot. It's a lot. And we applaud you. We applaud you. And Dami, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing. All right. The hands that are up. Okay, so maybe we'll do this. Carol, take the comments and then the hands, Dami will respond to the hands that are up. And then comments from YouTube as well. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm really enjoying myself here today.
Auntie, someone is just requesting for the movie link. Muti says, please send us the link to that movie.
Okay, so are you guys? Is she going to start giving me royalties for this? I'm to go and call Uche Montana for this. Is she going to be giving me royalties for this? All right, okay. We'll talk about that towards the end, please. Thank you. You will get that, but you will cry. Get your box of Kleenex by you, because you will cry.
Sarah
All right.
Adeyeye said, this was after you read the story. Damilola Queen said, true, ma. Kende Adebayo said, women go through pregnancy, labor, and baby care without appreciation from the husband and people around. Damilola Queen said, a lot of unsung heroes are running on little to no validation, and over time, that can feel draining, even if they genuinely love what they do. Kende Adebayo
That's
said that
true.
a full-time housewife is a full-time worker. Hannah says, this is really true, Auntie.
Oh,
And
thank you so much.
On YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
Tony Wiggins says, most time it starts with you knowing your call in life and embracing it. You live a happier life like that. Be the hero of yourself. Live life, don't just exist.
Please, can you say that again? She's responding to what I said, that how can we not feel like this? She said it's by recognizing your calling in life. Please, can you read that again so we can all hear it? So that we're not just waiting for others. Yeah? One more time, please.
Most times, it starts with you knowing your call in life and embracing it. You live a happier life like that. Be the hero of yourself. Live life, don't just exist.
Live life, don't just exist. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you for that. That's, gold nuggets there. Recognize your call. Okay. All right. So thank you so much. I can see one of our mommies that is always with us. But right now she's all the way in Canada and she still joined us. Thank you so much. Thank you, mommy, for joining us. We really appreciate you and everybody else that is joining. But honestly, when you have people that just back you up, truly unseen heroes. Thank you. Thank you for being the purpose do this all the time. Thank you. We need hands up. We need to. What are you thinking about?
Okay,
Unseen
there
heroes.
is.
You
We're
heard the
going to
story.
take Muti now.
All
Okay.
right. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Or good evening. Yeah. Yeah. I've been listening to this and this is so interesting. And I want to look at it from a different point of view.
Okay.
At one point in time as a woman, you cannot avoid being a stay-at-home mom. Having had 4 children of my own, and as well as I don't want to start my camera. I'm so sorry. And as well as having a career, it has been so hard juggling both together. But I want to encourage you that it's possible to juggle both of them. But it involves a lot of dedication and a lot of willpower and to succeed at it. So I always tell younger generations that, like the Yoruba adage says, we only know today, we don't know tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Today, it's 2 of you working hand in hand to raise those children. You also want to think about, you don't want anything to happen, but just like we get insurance for everything, just to protect and to have a peace of mind, you also want to have a situation where you can rely on yourself.
Yes.
God forbid anything happens. And so both of you, anything happens, you will be able to be there for the children and for yourself. So if you decide to just stay home and raise kids while one party goes to work, what will happen? Anything can happen to the job. And we only pray for positive things to happen. But in praying for positive things to happen, we also have to, cover our behinds.
And think
Like,
about the
yes,
future.
yeah, and think about the future. People change. Anything can happen.
That's
And
right.
so as a woman, and it's very easy for the woman to be the one that we give in. And just
Just
sit.
like the story that we read.
Yes, it's very easy for the woman to give in and leave her career to stay at home. I know it's hard. You need the energy of a lion or a tiger to pull those two weights, because the job is another thing, the children, and not just taking care of the children, taking care of the home,
Yeah.
cleaning, cooking. I always tell people you cannot pay a woman enough to do
You
all those
can.
things.
You can't.
Just paying a woman to be a surrogate, just to carry the baby for 10 months or 9 months and just give it to you. She's not paying hospital bills, she's not doing anything. Cost like between $50,000 to $70,000 for that period of time. Not to talk of after the baby is born, taking care of the baby, breastfeeding, and all that. It's a lot. And I know it's very easy for a woman to just say, no, this is enough. After you have your babies is when you know that, wow, being a woman is not an easy thing. It's not a joke. And I want to encourage women that this is possible, especially if there are very good daycares, if there are very good preschool opportunities for your babies, wherever you are, please take them seriously. They are very good. Oh, the baby is going to get sick. They need all those germs to build their immunity. They need all those germs to build their immunity. And most importantly, the socialization that goes on. That is when the babies are building up their characters. And you want all that for your babies. No matter what it costs, pay and go out and do your own business.
To your bit.
Or you repackage and rebrand your job. There are so many stay-at-home jobs now. All you need is your computer. I always tell people when I was doing my doctorate, I would sit one on the right lap and the other on the left lap, and we're typing my thesis together. And they would be so happy,
That's
be looking
it.
at each other and smiling. I'm like, if you make noise, then we'll lock you up in another room and I'll be able to do my work. And they'll be quiet watching me do my work. So I think we have to find a way. When there is a will, there is a way. So we all have to find a way of especially these days. You don't want to just put all your trust in one person. And as we age, as we get older, people change. So please, I'm not a courier of negativity, but
No, you're not.
positivity.
You're
Yeah,
just trying to. Actually, you're not. You're just
yeah,
speaking to the other side, saying that you know what, it's
yes,
possible to do this. To do the two, which is
yeah,
not in doubt anyway, because most of the women that are here, that's what has happened with them. But they're
yeah,
saying, you're saying to them, don't be discouraged.
yes,
Don't be
yes,
discouraged. You can do it and you'll succeed. And even if you are
definitely.
unseen, but you'll succeed.
Yes,
And it's important, like you said. that, you know, that they're saying this so that we just don't rest on our oars and say, okay,
Yes.
I'm 20 years old and I'm having babies and I'm not going to do anything. I think for
No.
most people, it's just for a period of time and then they get back. Just like
Yes.
for Tejumade, you know, she said she
Yes.
stepped out of the diplomatic what do you call it, career for until the children went out. When she became an empty nester, she went back to work. So I don't know whether she went back to that particular area or whatever it is, she did go back, you know, to
Yeah.
work, and now she's closing her retirement. So
Yes.
thank you
She
so
did.
much.
She
Thank
did.
you.
She did great, but I wouldn't wait until I'm an empty nester to do that. Because over
Okay.
here, empty nesters, children already went off to college. So
Yeah,
that's a very long gap. So I would do that maybe when they go into preschool at the latest.
I think for her calling is different. They were
Okay.
moving from country to country. Her husband was a diplomat.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's true. That's true. I
Yes.
heard that.
So that's so different.
Yeah, everybody's
That is
situation
different.
is different.
Different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Okay.
honestly, thank you for saying that, because some young lady needs to hear that and realize that, you know what, it's doable. And that most
Yeah.
of the women that she's going to come across, the ones that are on this platform, they have done that and she will succeed. It's
Yes,
very
yes.
important.
I
It's
think we
very
need to
important.
drum that into our young ladies so they don't just think of marrying a successful man and sitting there.
You.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sis. Thank you. Thank you.
So we have Kehinde Adebayo next.
Okay.
I'm muting you, ma.
Hello, ma.
Oops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
I may
on,
not
ma.
start my video. Okay, thank you very much. Let me
Thank you,
first of
ma.
all say a story that was told one time when I was still working. There was a woman in labor, and the doctor, because it was a difficult labor, we call it hospital posterior position. The baby was facing up. So
Ooh.
when after that, the doctor now said, if God had made this baby, the pregnancy and delivery thing rotational, the woman will start first, then the man will do his own, then the woman will do the second one, the man will never go for the second one because he has
Never.
gone through it, he knows what it is. So in every family, there will be 3 children. So because
Never.
women are just naturally endowed. We are endowed to be consistent, to have emotional strength and unconditional love. We can multitask. It is that multitasking that men don't have. A woman can be taking care of baby that is pooing. At the same time, something is on the stove in the kitchen and watching over the one that is crawling not to go and pull down anything. But by the time a man does that for a whole day, he's so distressed, like the other story the man that spoke earlier said, that he
Yes.
now had to appreciate his wife
Wow.
at that time. When a woman goes through pregnancy, my son did one thing and I was so happy. When the woman goes through pregnancy, goes into labor and come back, he just did everything he could and got him a very, very big gift. I was like, okay. But it
Mommy,
wasn't like that. Now,
mommy, tell them, oh, that's what they call it. They call it a push gift. Can you imagine? I missed
okay,
3 push gifts.
yeah, she he went out of he himself didn't have a good car, but he went out to buy a car as a gift for her. Because I'm not saying anybody can buy a car, but even no matter
Of
how
course.
small, buy a gift,
Yes.
good gift. This man will know that she's really appreciated. She's really, and that will give her more peace, more comfort. I want to put it that apart from being able to multitask, we have this quality of making sure that everything around us goes well. Every healthy child, every stable home, every strong future, there is always a mother behind it as an unseen hero.
Okay, but mommy, how can we be appreciated? How can we appreciate ourselves? Because so many women, especially the generations that are coming now, you know, the Gen Zs and the Alpha Gens, I don't know if they're gonna be able to have that staying power. something has to be taught. Because
They
even
can.
we, even my generation, we're not as strong as you are. And we're just thinking, I want to be valued. I want to be
Yes,
appreciated.
I'm here in Canada with
Yes, ma'am.
our great granddaughter,
Yes, ma'am.
and I saw the way she was struggling and doing all that. I said, oh, thank God though that God made women to be having children at the time when they still have strength. If I can't imagine myself at 70 something having children, I won't have enough strength. There will just not be enough strength to take care of the baby. Then God put it there. The thing is, we must see ourselves as success. We must see ourselves as contributing the best and building a future. The future we will enjoy. The future will come back to and fall back on. We must see ourselves as people that God has endowed. And there is always a way. We can even communicate with our husband. I tell my husband once in a while, when you give a man food, he has the right to say, thank you, well done. If he goes to eat anywhere or somebody else gives him food, he say, God bless you. Say the same thing to your wife.
That's so true.
The strength you put into cooking, in fact, making the list, the menu itself. What are we going to eat in the afternoon? What are we eating tonight? It's enough stress.
It's
now
tedious.
go to the kitchen and cook it, and the man just sits there and Mama Tani will not say thank you. No, thank you. It's a lot of work that goes into that. And I've instilled that so much into him that even when the house serves, even when the chef cooks, he appreciates them now.
Thank you so much, Mommy. Thank you for always contributing. That's amazing. Thank you. And
God bless you.
I'm applauding my brother for that push gift. I learned about the push gifts recently, like a few years ago, when someone was like, I said, whoa, man, mystery push gifts too. All of you that have not had babies, just start praying to God for your own push gifts. You will successfully get your push gift in the mighty name of Jesus. Oh my goodness. So what Mommy has said here now is that we must even see ourselves as successful and contributing. But that it's also good for the other party to be able to acknowledge, okay, that's what she got hers. Yes. Wow. Like I was saying, Gen Z, they're a different breed. They're a different breed. And that's why I like to have them around me and have them teach us some things and we teach them as well. That's what Let's Talk About It is about. It's multitude of counselors from different strata and different ages. That's the beauty of Let's Talk About It. That's the beauty of it. Thank you so much again, Mommy. Dami, anybody else? We need to hear. Anybody going to speak to? Well, she didn't ask for counsel. Okay, but she didn't ask for counsel. But I'm sure I'm sure Tejumade wants us to speak to that. Or do you have a story like that or something to share? What makes you feel valued? What makes you feel valued? How can you make another person feel like, oh, they've done, they're valued? Because it's just important. And what do for those that are married, what do family members need to do? For siblings, how can we encourage each other? In every way, on all sides, how can we do this?
Auntie, so my mom and I are very close because despite she had about eight, I was the last. She left Lagos with just me, so it was just her and I when she was transferred to Abuja, starting life again. So I know a lot of all the sacrifices and so many things she's done. So now that I have grown to this age and I do some things for her sometimes, and she's still worried about me. Oh, is this not too much? Is this not? And the things that I'm doing are quite little. And I had to remind her that, Mommy, I remembered when you were paid your gratuity, you wanted to buy a car. That was what she desired. But because she thought about the family, thought about everybody, she went to build a house instead. And today, we as children don't have a burden of saying we're paying house rent for our mother. And I reminded her of that what she did. Reminded her of all the sacrifices that she's made. And I just told her that at this point in your life, you don't have to worry about us again. Enjoy. Allow us to do
Amen.
what we can do, and
Yes.
for you to just enjoy. And to keep this short, some days back again, I encouraged her because she's staying and she's like, oh, it's just me. Why will I do this? Why will I do that? I always tell her, stop worrying. You've been worrying about us since we were little. Well, growing now, you're still worried. Stop worrying.
Mm.
Enjoy. When at what point are you going to enjoy this life if you don't enjoy
Mm-hmm.
it now? So she went to buy chicken. And I was asking her the other day when she cooked that, Mommy, how many meats did you carry? And she said, do I know what? When she was serving herself, she was thinking about me. She was thinking about everything that she took 3 pieces. I was so proud of her. We had a good laugh. And now, because of all of that, she's been treating herself well. I just want to pass a note out that the sacrifices are there and all, but we should appreciate ourselves to like the last speaker said.
Yes.
Women, mothers, appreciate yourself too. The sacrifices,
Yes.
yes, you would do it, but don't lose
Yes.
yourself out
Mm.
in it. Nobody's gonna. The men we talk about, they always know how to go to pepper soup joint and eat and drink. And we, our mothers don't do that. So let our mothers to start living large. I told my mom, they sell Nkwobi close to us. I'll tell her, go sometimes and buy. Lock yourself in your room. Only you eat. Eat it
Mm.
and just be happy. So
Mm.
let us learn to appreciate that. If others are not seeing us, at least we're seeing ourselves. Mothers are seeing that they know the sacrifice they are making. That's just
Yes.
what I wanted to add.
Thank you so much. And thank you for encouraging her to appreciate herself and teaching her how to do it. Imagine at that age, after all the work and everything, she's still thinking about how can I take this? But that's how mothers think. And that's how it happens that women get taken for granted because you hold back and hold back. Of course, there are some that are just different. And some of them are like that because they've seen experiences from their own family, from their own moms at times, or from past relationships or something, and so they're different. Or maybe some are just like that. I don't know, but there are some. But most times, women just tend to be more stringent when it comes to spending and trying to put things together. Talking about mothers, my father's birthday was last month, and you know I I I called and they were cooking and all that, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is my mother. She's something else. This woman is 75 years old. I don't know how she does this. And there are people in the house, they're putting that. My sister sent a picture. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how she does this. But in the evening, I sent my father a message. I sent him a message because I realized that at times it's left for us as children to when you're at that age, when you're able to understand and think differently, you point the other parents or point your parents in the right direction. And I said, Daddy, I hope you said thank you that this woman celebrated you. Because you see, it's so easy for him to just think, oh, well, I put the money down, she bought these things and they had it. But for her to even think about it and say, I want to celebrate you. I want to do this. She has the energy. She's 75. I don't think I'm the kind of person that would not be thinking like that. So I sent him a message and I said, I hope you did. I think you need to. You need to. And that's one of the things that I know, make women feel valued. Because definitely should have been tired at the end of the day. Of course, she had people that were helping her. But no matter what, at 75, that's not an easy task. But it all began with a thought. Let me celebrate my husband. And when I was like, Mommy, I said, no, he's turning 84. The Lord will give us many more years, but I don't know. And I just thought to myself that these people are deep, sha. But that's it. But did he appreciate it? So I had to prompt him, and say, Daddy, I hope you did. Whether you did before then, I didn't even ask, but I just felt like I needed to. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because many times we take the things that are done by these women for granted. We take it for granted. Home fronts, we take it for granted, and then we just leave it like that. So Carol, once again, thank you for sharing that and prompting Mommy to celebrate herself, to enjoy herself, to relax. It's important. It's important that we do that. Okay? We still have our story on, and we're still talking about unseen heroes. And we're talking today about women, because it's the month for celebrating women. In many countries, it's they celebrated Mother's Day, Mothering Sunday, and all that. And it's also International Women's Month. So just looking at women all over the world, you look at the war situations, and you kind of the strain. I remember one of my mother-in-law say that she tells people that she's not the weaker sex anymore. She said because she realizes what she goes through, what she's been through, you know, what she's been through, and how she's able to support this work. That she knows that. And so one night I said, that's so true. Because women are so strong. And we heard our mommy speaking all the way from Canada saying to us too, that mommy, women can multitask. And it's so true. Just the brain, the way we're wired, we can do so many things at the same time. Men are different. But because we do so many things at the same time, at times that can be taken for granted. That can be taken for granted. So the woman in your life, that auntie in your life, that sister in your life, and we ourselves, I'm going back to it, women, stop taking each other for granted. Stop taking it. Celebrate your friend, encourage it, say thank you, appreciate things, and then don't go with the back mind of, I'm doing everything too. Because that in itself too is the problem. That in itself, because you might not be the only one doing everything, others are doing it too, but just the one you're doing, you appreciate it. All right. I'm trying to remember something else that came to my mind about the unseen heroes. Unseen heroes. Everyone it comes back to my mind, I'll share it. Well,
Okay,
we're having a
ma'am.
wonderful conversation. It's Let's Talk About It. It's Flakkie March edition, and I'm really, really excited.
Okay,
All
ma'am.
right.
Yeah, so
Yes,
we're
sir.
gonna take I think that's Mommy Lara Deoshun now. And
Okay.
after that, we have someone who came from, she's on YouTube before, so she asked for the link. So she's here now, Toyi Wiggins. We're gonna
Hey,
take after Mommy Lara Deoshun.
I'm so happy.
And then most likely we're gonna take Mommy Adebayo again after that, if there is
Okay.
no any
And then
other hand.
after, all right, that's we had 3 women. Where are the men? Where are the men? Where are the men? Don't you have anything to say? I'm sure you do. What do the men have to say? And please, let's not forget that we have Mr. Jumade's story out there. Is it like she said? She said, my story might not be unique, but it's mine. Are there stories like that you have heard? How could things have turned out better? She's 63, closing on retirement, and that emptiness, that emptiness. All right. Thank you. All right, Dami, back to you.
Yes, ma'am. So Mommy Lara Deoshun now, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to say something. I really want to appreciate Sister Flakkie and the
Thank you,
crew
ma'am.
for Let's Talk
Mm,
About It. It's been
thank
a
you, ma'am.
program that we are very passionate about. I've been taking my notes, but my comment is around women.
Mm,
Women, we are unique, and
mm,
I want to look into the life of the generation that are in vogue right now, the Gen Z.
mm,
Funny enough, in church, we had a program that is related to this. And I noticed on care, challenge, attitude about the Gen Z. When we
mm,
talk about what a mother can do,
mm,
you know, it's like it is their responsibility. Let's talk about parents. I
mm,
noticed that it's not only women that are not appreciated right now. Some
mm.
people are brought up and trained by their father. So such father falls into this same group of women that are heroes that are not appreciated.
Very true.
I know that it's not all about women. And I know that this thing is not affecting only women. It's good because it is the season where we talk about women, but a lot of men are also passing through situations that made them to feel unrecognized, feeling them to feel celebrated. Imagine when some people in this Gen Z generation are talking about it is the responsibility of parents to train them. What about people that have the money to train, but they are not training, and you find yourself to be serving your mates? So when people now come together and say you need to be trained, and they sacrifice, I notice it's sacrificial. For you to be somebody's hero, you sacrifice to be that. But it's so touching, and the program is making me to have teary eyes, because the generation that we are right now, not only about the Gen Z, it's like appreciation is diminishing by the day. It's not about marriage. It's not about only women. It's about what is happening in our society. It is about the awareness. It is about the technology. It is about the social media. It has a lot to do with it. Primitively, when people like us, I will be 65 in May. When people like us were growing up, you recognize people that are your heroes. When you say somebody is your hero, it's not only your mother or your father that is your hero.
That's right.
What do we do, to pay back our teachers? What do we do to pay back people that have impacted our lives one way or the other?
Yes.
And when you read some people's stories, people take care of their children, they train them, take them to positions, and you see even the children that they have trained as their biological children getting ready and planning their retirement. Still, you as parents, you are still struggling when your children are already working and even planning their own retirement. As a parent, not only a mother, as a parent, you see your children enjoying all over the world, and you are forgotten. That is not about me.
That's right.
I've traveled a lot, and I've lived in England as a British nurse. I'm here again, science teacher. I work with the government in America. I serve the nation that brought up my children. My children brought me here. They brought me here. I'm not talking about my children, but what is trending right now is very serious when it comes to, celebrating people around us.
That's true.
The program I was trying to talk about, it got to a point that some people broke down, and they were encouraged that, you see, just get up sometimes, pat yourself in the back and say, oh, you have tried. Depression is right there because people feel that they are neglected in all that they have done. Why have I trained you when you cannot give back to me? Why have I trained you when you cannot give back to the community? I brought you up. I sacrificed so that you can impact your community, so that you can impact your generation positively.
Yes.
But you see, it's a very wonderful program. I put aside all I need for this hour. I've been calculating since morning the difference of the time difference from Africa and here. And I say I'm going to be part of this because it is really anointed program which is being inspired by the Lord. So, and I see that it's not something that it's something that is common, it's trending. Appreciation is trending. Ignoring people, even when they make impact in your life, is trending. What can we do in this generation? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mommy Adeoshu. God bless you, ma. Mommy has been for like she said, when she lived in Nigeria, she would make it to the venue, no matter where she is. And when I see them in the audience, she and Daddy, I'll know that I'm talking about 15 years, and they'll be there. And I'm grateful. And today she sent it, I knew that she was going to come on, but I didn't even know how she was going to make it happen. But she said it, she was thinking of the time and calculating the time. And what she has said is so amazing. It's true. It is so true. The lack of appreciation, the lack of the nonchalant attitude. And that's part of what we're saying, just going into it. So I kept saying the Gen Z, but they're not the only ones, but she's focusing on them and saying, where is the appreciation? Where is gratitude? Where's gratitude? How are you giving back to those that even helped you? How are you giving back to those that helped you? Some are growing up and they're thinking that they don't even want their parents around. That's part of what she's talking about. And these parents have sacrificed. What can we do about that? How can we start to teach a generation appreciation so that attitude of thinking, well, you brought me into this world, you need to train me. That attitude of I deserve it is not there. Because not only will they carry it everywhere, they'll carry it into their homes. And the family unit is how the society is formed. That's why she's so passionate about this, because that's where it all starts and then it goes out. I hope somebody's going to be able to speak to that as well. I'm speaking. We have to start talking about that more and more. Appreciation, gratitude, being thankful, not taking it for granted. Like, you know what? Yes, my parents did that. Yeah, so they're supposed to. Nobody owes you nothing. I say that all the time. Nobody owes you nothing. Some people have had children and put them in the refuse dump. Some people have put them outside train stations and whatever. So when somebody chooses this to impact your life, we should be appreciative of that. They are unseen heroes. And she went on to say that it's not just the women, and it's true. Men that have raised their children even by themselves. So today we're just focusing on women because it's the month of March, but generally, where has appreciation gone? Where has gratitude gone? All right, thank you so much. Thank you. Let's keep speaking to this. All right, Dami, back to you.
Yes, ma'am. So we're gonna have Toyin Wiggins next. Please, ma'am, unmute yourself.
Hello. Okay, good evening, everyone. Wherever
evening,
you may be listening in, my name is Toyin Phyllis Wiggins. I'm speaking to you from Jos Plateau State. Thank you so much, Sister Foluke, for this program.
Thank you, ma'am.
My contribution is going to be for looking at it from the point of being a first child, being a firstborn. We grew up opening the doors and opening the way for our siblings to come into the world. And then we have been ignored even from beginning of our lives. We take the brunt of a lot of the, if you will excuse my language, all the bullshit of our younger ones. And we are being blamed for a lot of that. And so a lot of women or even men that are firstborn, grew up feeling uncelebrated, unseen, and then it changes their life. It changes their attitude to life, and they carry that also into their marriages. They have not healed. They are holding some grudges. Even sometimes they don't even know that they are holding grudge against their parents. So they are hot on the inside. Some don't even know, and some know. And if you know that you are holding grudge against your parent for maybe treating you the way they treated you, you being responsible for all the fault of your siblings, you doing most of the chores of the house, raising all your siblings, and they not telling you thank you, not looking back to say, you are my hero. You just need to learn to forgive yourself. And you need to learn to also let go, forgive your parent, so you can live life to the fullest without you feeling dejected or feeling less than, because I always say that God did not waste his time to create a nobody. He created us with passion, with zest, with zeal,
Yes.
with creativity. And he
Yes.
has deployed us to various spheres of life for us
Mhm.
to take those places of influence for him. But on the inside, if you don't feel it, you will not be able to influence, because leadership is about influence. Leadership is not about title. Leadership is about influencing people where you are, giving your all, being a poured out wine, passing the baton. But if you grew up with this feeling of being unseen, being uncelebrated, a lot of time it hinders you from even seeing yourself as a
That's
human.
true. Very
So,
true.
and I knew that because I'm a first child. So I put together a program for firstborn. I call it Firstborn Connect. And you need to be in that program to listen into people's stories. They are heckling, they are appalling, they are, but they are also inspiring and uplifting. It makes you believe that, okay, I didn't go through this alone. I'm not, because if you don't hear somebody else's story, you will think that you have gone through it alone.
That's
And then
true.
when you hear other people's firstborn story, you have this group of people you can lean on and lean in on. Even though
Very
they are
true.
not Jesus, but at least you know that, okay, this my brother, this my sister went through this. I can share my story, and then they have something to say to me because we have the same kind of experience. So
The
for a
unseen hero
mother
firstborn.
also that now have this back experience, going into a marriage where she is not seen, she is just present there with nobody recognizes the power that she carries. It is double jeopardy.
That's right.
It's double jeopardy. So most times I always tell people that when you are in this turmoil, what you just need to do is take a pause, take a breather. Speak to your God. Ask him questions. Ask him what he has deployed you to planet Earth to do. And then start with the baby steps. Do things that make you comfortable, that makes you happy. So that you don't just continue to exist, because this life is the only one we need to live. When we go to God, we will be shouting, praising hallelujah. You can't come back to planet Earth to live life again. So the first thing is, let's know why we are being deployed to planet and find your purpose, start working in it, start healing, start forgiving yourself, and then the sky is just your limit, because the universe will truly recognize your baby steps and then support you and place people in your path that will help you become. So for lack of gratitude, we have to become intentional as parents to teach our children how to become grateful people, not only by speaking it, but by living that life. If we are not grateful ourselves, and our children didn't see us pouring into the lives of our parents, of course, when you are telling them about being grateful, they will not listen, because they didn't see a practicality from you. So it begins with me, and it also begins with you. Let us teach our children. It's never too late. The day you start is the day you begin to change your world. Begin today. Baby step. Yes, we have missed it. Parents, there is no one size fits all. We just did our best to raise our children,
That's right.
And however we raise them, maybe they feel aggrieved. Let us learn sometimes to just say, I'm sorry. This is what I know. I speak to a lot of young people and I see the pain in their heart. I see young people are so angry with their fathers. And I say to them, your parents cannot give you what they don't have. Their fathers never loved on them. Their father don't have concept of what love is. You are watching movies and you want them to love on you like they are doing in the movies. They don't know that. They can't give from an empty place. So it is only what they knew that they gave to you. So just learn it. And if you don't forgive your parent, you will make the same mistake they have made. You will make the exact mistake unknowingly to you. It will become a vicious circle. It will become just that you just turning the wheel and it become motion without movement. So let us begin to show to our children how to be grateful and living life so that they too can know that, okay, I am in this world not just to exist, but to live life to the fullest, obeying the call, influencing other people for Christ and for nation. Thank you for giving me the floor. God bless you.
Thank you so much, ma. Thank you. God bless you, ma. You brought other dimensions to it, which is what Let's Talk About It is about. A multitude of counselors. You can't go wrong with Let's Talk About It because we have the Spirit of God and people have different experiences. Think about the firstborn, and that's a part of it too. You have, they'll say a prophet isn't worthy in his own town. So you would have the same qualities, but they'll be appreciated in other people more than in you. That's it. That's what the wash is talking about. And it's talking about the next generation, teaching them to be appreciative, That's a real thing. That's a real thing. And you can't give what you don't have. I'm talking about vicious cycles. The reality of it is this: hurting people hurt people. You might think, I would never do that to my children. I would never do that to my spouse. I saw my father do it. But you know what? There's something called the marking. It's marked in you, and you just carry it out without knowing. It's not intentional, but you begin to carry it out. But the cycle stops. The easiest way is it stops with you. You've learned something today. You're hearing it. Put it into practice. That older sibling, that younger person, that mother, that father, whatever, forgive and appreciate what they're doing. And so that, at the end of the day, we don't have a whole bunch of unseen heroes all over the world hurting, because hurting people hurt others. Thank you so much, Mrs. Wiggins. Thank you, Auntie. I really appreciate your being here today. We have Dami.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
I saw a message.
Yeah,
I saw a message.
from Taiwo Ogbonewo.
Ogbenewo, Mrs. Taiwo, yes. Pastor Mrs.
So we're
Taiwo
going to
Ogbenewo,
take
yes.
her, and then after that, we're going to take Mr. Byron. If we could take them back to back, then you contribute. Right.
Okay, fantastic. Back to back. Okay, thank you. Are they on mute here?
Hello, yes. Good afternoon from this side of the world.
Good afternoon, ma.
It's like you have a lot of grandmas in diaspora in this your program today.
I'm so thankful to God for that. Wisdom.
Can you imagine? I'm also in Canada. Good afternoon, everyone in the house. We just thank God for the gift of life. We want to say thank you for everyone that has spoken before now. Most especially our host, Madam Flakkie. Thank you so much. This is very impactful to both the young and the old. The Lord God Almighty will increase you. I just have a little thing to just add to what the brilliant contributions before now. Wonderful. One advice I want to give, because I work with children, I work with young mothers, I work with young fathers. I have studied them over a long period of time. I work with Gen Zs. I work in the church with them as a pastor. So from my wealth of experience from all these different groups, I have come to the conclusion that appreciating one another is a thing of mind. Honestly speaking, even if you are brought up to appreciate, if it is not in your mind, you will not. Because we in our own generation, I'm in my 60s.
Yes, ma'am.
You knew, how we were brought up by our parents. They gave us the best they knew. So also, we also gave the best to our own children.
Yes.
But today, I don't know how devil was able to enter the mind of this generation. I was just discussing it with my husband yesterday. That, excuse me, in the next 5-10 years, what will happen to parents? What will happen to marriages? What is going to happen to us? Even when we will know more, what will happen to our children? One, my conclusion. Mothers, fathers, please, whatever your age, prepare for your old age. Is very, very whether your children or your whatever appreciate you or not, just prepare for your old age. Told my children, we have given you the best. We may not have many houses to will to you, but you are given a global experience. There is nowhere in the world that you cannot work. There was a time we were building our house. We needed to stop that house building because 3 of them were in the university abroad. We stopped the building of that house for 3 years. What a sacrifice. But thank God Almighty.
Yes.
You know, it's not about teaching. Honestly, it's not about experience. It's about the mind and how you allow God to just influence your mind. These are our children. They hear the word of God, isn't it? They hear the word of God. They hear the word from their parents. They know the right thing to do. But Satan just find a way of entering their minds. They don't care. Some of them, I'm not talking generally. Some of them don't care about their parents. We have a lot of counseling, something in our mind, my husband and myself, that sometimes you don't even know how to handle it. A woman that has suffered so much, who lost the husband very early, suffered so much, and these children don't even look at her side. Excuse me, how do you explain that? And that's why I came out to say, you know what? Whatever your age, anyone listening to me, you must have a special place for your old age. It's very important so that you will not suffer. If they give you, you will pray for them. But if they don't give you, you will live your life. It's a natural thing for people to be appreciated. Honestly, even some people who don't do anything for you, they still want to be appreciated. It's natural. And it's even in the Bible. When you don't even appreciate a human being, how do you appreciate God whom you have not seen? So I want to tell us, prepare for your old age. Number 2, please, I'm just rounding up. Number 2, let us continue to teach them. My husband and myself, we have concluded. I said, you know what? If you give us something, we will only pray for you. It's not that we are depending on your thing. And they know.
At all.
So when my husband was 65 last month in February, they organized, they did, and we prayed for them. And they know. So it's very important. Let us take care of ourselves. The Lord will change the mind of our children. But things are happening. Then for our mothers, in our 40s, in our 50s, let's continue to tell them. Let's continue to teach them. I had a lot of children that passed through my house. Even as a young woman who just got married. My marriage is going to be 40 years sometime in my 30s. A lot of them passed through. But it's not all of them that remembered, honestly speaking. Whereas some, every Christmas like this, turkey, the diapers, pampers, everything. Whereas one is even associate professor in America now. Even say hi. One day I say, excuse me, do you even know us at all? This is a guy that we went to pick at one aspect of Lagos. My husband brought him in. He was even struggling in the room with my son. Brought him in. He was giving him money on the day of his graduation. I flew to Ilorin. I cooked rice. I did just to because no parents. But what are we saying? It is only God, the one God sends to you, that we appreciate you. But we will not stop. We continue to tell them. I don't stop telling them. I will continue to tell them. And the Lord will enter their minds. The Lord will speak to them. And for husband and wife, please let us just that one is another topic on its own. Husband and wife appreciation. One mommy that spoke in Canada. And that's what I tell my husband. Daddy, say thank you to me now. I've been standing. And in this low Igbo, there is no helper. Nigeria, I don't go to market.
Yes.
But here you have to go, you have to cook, you have to wash. But daddy say thank you now. Ogini. Say thank you. So that mommy, I crave your indulgence. So thank you. And my own husband too is trying. You know what? And sometimes I think that their parents did not teach them. You know our culture. We only focus on ladies. Do this for your husband when you marry. Do this. No, who is teaching the men? So they didn't know. So when men don't say thank you, they didn't know. They were not brought up like that. But we need to teach them with love. We teach them with love. And all of us will be happy in the mighty name of Jesus. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much,
the Lord will minister to us and we will be happy. We will not suffer in our old age in the name of Jesus. Thank you, Flakkie.
Thank you so much, ma.
Yeah,
Thank you,
welcome.
ma. It's so much. So honored, ma. Back to you, Dami. You said back to back, so I shouldn't pass any comments now. So yeah, so
Mr.
back to you.
Byron, he has dropped his hand. Mr. Byron, do you still want to say something, sir?
Mr. Byron is at AMBCA.
He raised his hand before.
Mr. B, we need to hear from you.
Okay, wow. If he's still going to make contribution, I'm sure he would raise his hand. So you can speak to that, man.
Okay, and then we need to have the comments as well after I've done that. Thank you so much for the comments. Honestly, it's such an amazing conversation today, and we just have a few minutes to go. I'm sure you've all gotten something. There's no doubt about it. You're on this call today. I know that you're living, and one of the things that we pray about, because we always pray before we start, is that heart to be open. So we know that there's no hard-hearted person here. Someone that just thinks, no, I know it all, this is the way, and I won't pass on the right thing. We've heard some things here today. I'm taking some things away from it, and I pray that you are too. Pastor Mrs. Ogbonewo just said so many things, and she was collaborating, what they had said about this lack of appreciation in the generation. And I think it's getting scary. I think we're actually going to have a topic about that. And I'm going to have 2 generations to talk, 2 generations, because what is this new thing about not even caring about parents, not wanting to be involved with them, not thinking about them? That's not how God has planned it. That's not how God has planned it. Nobody, So hearing this is making me like, okay, the crew and I are going to sit and we're going to talk about this even more so that we can have a platform where we get to talk about appreciation and 2 different generations at God's grace. And she also said something. She said, I'm trying to look for it now. So we continue to teach. I think that's the biggest part of it, to teach each other, teach women to appreciate other women, teach children to appreciate parents. Just keep talking. Maybe it gets tiring, but she's saying, I will not stop. So I think I'm taking from mine now, because I get tired of trying to make a point at times. I get tired and just think, oh my goodness, maybe I should just leave these people, to their, but she said that, and I'm going to work on that I will not be quiet. I will still pass my message on, even if it is not well received, especially to other women, even men, and then the next generation. Just appreciating it. And by the way, when she said that, rounding up and said, who is teaching the men? Last year, I actually got a request. Somebody met me and she said, please, can you start a boys' academy? And I'm looking at her like, boys' academy? Did I tell you I wanted to start a secondary school? She said, no. She said, I need you to have a place for start teaching these young men. So start with the teenagers, then you move to the youth, then you meet with the daddies. And I was like, just me. She said, no, I know you can come up with a curriculum. And it's so true. Because even I've asked that question so many times. Because growing up, you would always hear it's the girl, you keep hearing that. And it's so much burden, so much responsibility put on women, and it carries into the marriage. So much so that even the church, you have many men practically blackmailing women by saying a wise woman built her home. God did not say the woman will build by herself. He didn't say that. One person can never build alone. You know, so what am I saying? That boys' academy, I think it's going to come up this year in Jesus' name. God will help. I will call it boys' academy because it's going to
Mr.
have
Byron is
very
back too, man.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Mr. B, you're back and you have a few more minutes. So let's go. And that's the first, no, apart from Dami, that's the first man to speak today.
I
Where
spoke
are the
first,
men?
man.
That's what I'm saying. That you're the first to speak. Apart from Dami, that's what I said. Apart from Dami, is the, Mr. Byron. Uh-oh. Okay, he's on mute now.
Okay, I don't know whether I'm on mute myself. Can you hear me? Hello?
You're on mute. We can hear you now.
Okay, good evening, good day to all of us. And thank you, everybody. Thank you, Flakkie. Thank you, the last speaker. I don't know, my network is really going up and down, so I'll make it short, make it very brief. The Gen Z, Gen Alpha, Gen whatever they call their name, I have come to the conclusion that we all need to find a way to appreciate ourselves, sincerely. My father used to tell us something. He said that, he's late now, and he said that when you're leaving his house, don't expect any appreciation. If anyone comes, say thank you. But you try and make yourself happy. I think we should try and find a way to appreciate ourselves, especially our women. Our women need to find a way to tell themselves thank you. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with men appreciating them. We should appreciate them too. We should all do all of that. But the way things are turning, it's going to be worse for our own children. God forbid. But it's getting tougher and tougher every day. Now they don't care. They don't send anybody. They want to do their own thing. They're on their phone. They are on internet. They are discussing with their friends in different countries. You are so much secondary in their life. They call you when their data is finished. They call you when they want to pay one new bill or the other. The rest is history. So we have to find a way to make ourselves happy. Thank God for the last speaker who said that we should plan our retirement. If you know that place you want to be, begin to plan it now. Do the best you can for them. But sitting down and waiting to over-advise or quarrel over it that no one is appreciating you as a woman because you gave birth to 10 people, 10 children, 10 this. My dear sister, appreciate yourself. Help yourself. If you know what keeps you happy, maintain it. Because a woman's life and a man's life is totally different. The day the woman drops, the man remarries and moves on with his life. Most men will do that. But the day the man drops, the woman may most likely not even try to come near any man again for the next 20, 30, 50. She dies. So you as a woman, hold yourself together, hate yourself. That thing that makes you happy should be your best. I asked my children once, I have all 4 girls. I asked them once, what do you think about this issue of they broke my heart, you broke your heart, and so on? I was shocked. What my first girl said to me, she said that you that is giving another man your heart to keep, you're wicked.
What?
She said, how can you give somebody who is depending on God to keep his own heart, your own heart to keep for you? Say you're wicked. He said the man you're giving your heart does not even know his left from his right. He doesn't know how to maintain his own life, his own heart. He will not take your own heart and give another human being. So the Bible tells you that we should guide it jealously. And you not pack your own and don't give it to anybody.
I give somebody.
Guide it jealously. Keep yourself happy. Enjoy this life. Please. Enjoy the life. I always tell anybody who cares to know. You see, men are women career killers, knowingly or unknowingly. Knowingly or very few are the ones that will wait and follow you up with your life and what you want to do, how you want to get it done, your entire happiness. It is your personal problem. Sort it out yourself. Don't hand over to anybody, man or woman. If they bring it on, oh, thank God. Father, I thank you. My Yahweh, I thank you. My man, I thank you. Don't bring it on. Move on. Enjoy this life. It's freaking short. Don't pack it and give to any human being that is depending on somebody else to help him out.
That's right.
A lot of us men don't even know where we are going to. And you now pack your own and put on our head and expect a miracle. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't appreciate women. They deserve it. My mother is 84 plus. I appreciate her. I love her so much. The one we can do, we're doing for her. My father is gone long time ago. Till date, my mother had, till my father, since my old man left, she has no man friend, nobody. She will tell you, nobody has my nakedness since I was born, except your dad. Now, each time she says that, I ask myself one question. How many men can maintain what this woman has maintained? Maybe 1%. Maybe 1.
Yeah, you're right.
So please, women,
Take care
I
of
know
yourself.
we are not perfect, but please guard yourself. Enjoy this life. Find out where your happiness is.
Yes.
Key into that.
Yes.
Hold it. It's your personal problem.
Hold it.
Don't hang it on our neck. Most times, we have more than you think. We have more issues than you in our head that we're not revealing to you. You will now bring another one and put on. We may not remember. Find a way to enjoy this life. Please.
Find a way to enjoy your life, women.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, Mr. B. Thank you, Mr. Byron. Thank you. Mr. Byron will say it as it is. He said it's women. Oh, that's from a man. I'm glad that the man spoke. Women, find a way to enjoy your life. Don't tie it to somebody. That's what he's saying. And he's not, like he said, he's not asking men not to appreciate women. But most of us as women, especially the ones that are married, you tend to just want that validation. And even that can now become a manipulative tool in the hand of the man, because he knows that you want that validation, you want the appreciation, and he uses that. Some people use it to punish their spouses. We'll talk about that some other time, where they withhold appreciation, they withhold validation. Talking about unseen heroes here today. And we've learned so much. Honestly, I am excited. I'm happy. We're supposed to be closing in 2 minutes, but I'm going to ask Carol to please go through all the comments, because we like to hear our comments. Because at times we miss something out. Well, Pastor Foster, I saw your comments. Yes, I know it is in the Bible. A woman builds a house, but is not alone. Because if we dig deeper into it, one person can never, ever build. If you have one woman who is doing the right thing and the man is wrong, that house cannot stand. So I saw it. Thank you so much, Pastor Foster, for always being here for me. I really appreciate you. I really do. All right, Carol, back to you. Thank you, Dami, for all the unmuting and work. Thank you all the other members of the crew, that are on. I'm really grateful. We prayed together and see what God has done. We've learned so much, and we're taking these nuggets, and we're all going to be moving with it. Thank you. All right, Carol, back to you for the comments on all platforms.
On YouTube, Vivian says, a lot is going on with firstborns. God help us. And she also said, women career killers. This is deep. Kehinde Adebayo said, a full-time housewife is a full-time worker on Zoom. Hannah says, this is really true, Auntie. Sarah Adeyeye says, shout out to the caregivers who give off their time.
I'm telling you.
Jerry says, thanks for the conversation. Well done, MFI.
Thanks, Jerry.
Jerry Egboche.
Egboche, yes.
Adeyombo says, God bless women.
Thanks,
then Mr. Inyoluwa says, thank you for that, Mommy Adeosun. I think the major problem is home training. Bola O added, sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
Then Tony Wiggins says we must become intentional about teaching our children about being grateful. Mommy Taiwo says, okay, now she's okay. Tony Wiggins says hurting people hurt others.
Mm-hmm.
And she also added, if they give you, pray for them. If they don't, leave them alone. This Olayinka says this generation are so selfish. Toyugi says who is teaching the man.
Yeah.
Sarah AA says wow. Olayinka says fantastic contribution. Sarah AA says wealth of wisdom. Toyugi says I have been blessed with all the contributions. Kende
Honestly.
Adebayo says, oh, she wanted to speak. Says her hand is still up, but we didn't see it.
Oh, so
Okay.
sorry, ma. So sorry, ma. She
She
spoke
says 1
before.
minute for me.
Oh, she just said that
Okay.
now? Did she just say that now?
Few minutes ago, like less than about 10 minutes ago, she said 1 minute for me.
Okay, so please, we're sorry, but can we just take that 1 minute and then we'll round off on that. Thank you so much, everybody. Honestly, we can't thank God enough for you for this opening up, everybody sharing, and people not taking offense, but realizing that we're all learning together, and that the aim of today was for us to talk about unseen heroes, or we're focusing on women. But guess what? Because it's Let's Talk About It with Flakkie, we moved on to talk about other people, about people that are not being appreciated, about generations that are coming up and need to learn. They need to learn how to appreciate. There's so much that we have learned here today. Talk about the Boys Academy, talk about preparing for your retirement, for your old age, so that if those children do not show up like they're supposed to show up, you're not left in the dumps. So much. And of course, I know that topics are going to come out of this too. And we look forward to seeing you. But please, let's wait for that 1 minute. And after that 1 minute, we'll just round off. Thank you.
Thank you. Just that my 1 minute. You see, it's very easy for men to catch women to appreciate them. Like I remember when I was running children throughout my pregnancy, my husband would keep holding me and say, oh, I can't help you. It's only you that can do this. But after delivery, I will. And truly, after delivery, eventually most of the time take over his children. When you see my children with me, I'm breastfeeding them. Or maybe they have one fever or another. So being a part of that woman's pregnancy, the child care, some men will say, your child is crying, your baby is crying. No, it's the baby for everybody, for the two of us. So some little things could mean a lot to a woman, a form of appreciation to any woman. My daughter looked at me a few months ago and said, look, we are around doing everything. And she said, looked at everybody and said, this woman has been a sacrificial lamb in this home. And what type of appreciation does one want again? So speak out. Let your wife know what you can do. Give her support when you can. Don't sit down and go and sleep when the baby is crying. The baby is for the two of you. Take care of the baby. Thank you. I rushed it through because I don't want to pass that 1 minute.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you. Nuggets for the young men, nuggets for those that are still having babies, and those that are still going to have babies. That's true. It's a time that pregnancy is the time that every woman appreciates. And for those that don't have troublesome or difficult pregnancies, it's not the time to neglect the person. Appreciate the fact that she's still going through some level of discomfort. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm handing over to the crew, and I have been so blessed. We're going to put some things out, like the letter, for instance. We'll put it out on social media, so you can go back there and comment on it as well. And whatever you got from here today, please just put it there. Pass your comments. Let there be something. Let the conversation continue. We're really thankful for all our contributors, all my grandmas, all my aunties, my daddies, and no shame in this, uncles, aunties, my sisters and my brothers, my friends, my co-counselors. God bless you all. And to the most amazing team. You guys are awesome. God bless you.
for joining. Thank you all so much. If you look at your screen right now, you will see our handle on Facebook and on Instagram. Let us continue the conversation. Thank you so much. Hold on. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless you all. God bless you all.
Bye-bye.
I heard that bye-bye. I heard the little voice. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you last
Take care.
Saturday of next month.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Dami.